I am recording this so fucking late. I've been pushing this off for a while now, but I am back to Ace Attorney's Attorney AC. AC? I fucking need an AC, not an AC. I need a fucking heater on. Holy shit, it's cold. Anyways, episode 5. This is gonna be like this is gonna be like 2 months after I fucking last played. When was the last time I played? Yeah, it's almost been a month. Episode 5, Rise from Ash. This is one of my most favorite episodes. Period. This is definitely up top 5. Oh yeah, they do 3D animation for this episode. Not the blue badger. Oh, there she is. Dun, dun, It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. Oy. Sorry, I was cleaning my glasses. If that's what you guys heard over the mic, I was cleaning my glasses. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m. Radical Law Offices. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? Oh my god, there she is. My sister's trial is tomorrow. ... Who are you? Doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Wrong. Do I look like a Mia? Does any of this scream Mia at you? Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? It took you a bit. I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that is correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was the murderer. Who was murdered, though. That's a riff. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? God, the jokes are really writing themselves. The undefeated defense attorney. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please. I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya, could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Scott. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, what was it? You're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is there something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young. Damn. Fucking called the fuck out. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. I see. Wait. Only 16? I have set to be formally assigned to forensic in three more years. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grade. But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. You know, much more than I fucking did in my... Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. Phoenix is just like, can I get one domestic dispute or something? Like, oh, then again, I do know that, I think, was it lawyers specialize in different, different forms of the law just because of how spread the law is. There's obviously divorce attorneys that specialize in, like, divorce cases, and then there's probably, like, cases like Phoenix where it's, this is all speculation. I do not know anything about law. I don't know anything about real life. I've seen just multiple videos of lawyer reacts to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorneys, and they're like, oh, this is wrong, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, could care less. It's a fun game. It's a fun puzzle game. It's as simple as that. But from speculation, obviously, there's probably criminal lawyers, and then defense lawyers, and then criminal lawyers, if you know what I mean. Breaking Bad reference. Anyway, I've actually never watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Well, actually, I have. I watched like first 5 episodes, and then I don't know, got bored of it. Something like that. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact, and there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's a good goal to have, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. She plays one thing is she does play a bigger part in the later games, I think from Apollo onwards, I believe, which is fun. I hate the fact that she's being dragged by the worst prosecutor of all time. Like, I don't. If we ever get to the series, which I'm probably sure we will, you'll see what I mean. But I don't like the fucking prosecutor. I think from what I hear about the community, or what I've heard from bits and pieces, that the community hates that prosecutor. Like, I mean, fucking hates. He is probably the lowest rated prosecutor. And, like, he's always at the bottom of the list. And I agree, because he just... we'll see when we get to that. But that's far into the future. I'm still on Game 1, and he's in Game 6. So... though, I do have to say, I gotta figure out the timeline for the Edgeworth investigation cases. Because I ever recorded the first game. I don't know when the second game comes. I don't know if it comes right after the first game, or it comes like a little bit after. Anyways, let's continue on. Oh, now that also puts a great question if I'm going to do the fucking, what's it called? The Great Ace Chronicles. Those are really fun games as well. Though, I think... Alright, I think I have a timeline mapped out. I'll do games 1, 2, and 3 for these games. And then I'll do obviously, because after game 3, I believe the Edgeworth investigation takes place. And then maybe 2 if it takes place after that. And then I'll record the Apollo trilogy. And then the Great Ace Chronicles. And hopefully, I'm begging my hands and knees to fucking Capcom, Ace Attorneys 7 comes out. They've been pretty active on Instagram for a bit, and then they kind of just like dropped dead, and I was just begging them to make a Game 7, but no, nothing has been released. I've been really wanting it. There's been a great resurgence of Phoenix Wright as well, don't you? Yeah, sure. She can't fault her. Sure can't fault her lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister names will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. Developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. I guess I should get down to the detection center and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person, was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney, and well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice for you to help your sister out like this, but you must be close. We have not mentioned that she is dead. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuse. Or did you not want to raise this year? Why do all the prosecutors in this game do this to all police officers? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? There she is! Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Indeed it is, considering you're sitting backwards in a chair that has a back seat. How the fuck are you sitting back? Anyways. I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. There she is! Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how'd you know me? How do you know me? Ugh! Not gonna lie, I had a big crush on her. Mia mentioned you. I heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? 2 sisters, 1 a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like, yeah, Mia and Maya. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime, huh? But wait, but the suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright, well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? Yeah, right showed up, there was a 16-year-old girl in front of him okay, that sounded wrong. Had a child in front of him begging to defend her sister, and yeah, that's where we are at. Why don't you begin with telling me exactly what happened? Crime took place yesterday at February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness the deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That's a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car's trunk. Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. But what, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider this a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposals to do so. This case got worse and worse with everything I learned. So you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Why the fuck can't we have a chief lawyer, man? Like there was a skit I remember watching. He's like, it was a skit of Gumshoe, like showing. He's like, here's the autopsy report, Mr. Edgeworth. He's like, say, how do you think Phoenix Wright gets prepared for court cases? He's like, and it's just like, it's the fucking Charlie meme. He's like, pointing at the whiteboard. It's just like, all the prosecutors, from what I can tell from the Edgeworth game, is they're all localized in one building. Meanwhile, the lawyers have like several different buildings and several different locations, and physically they don't have like the police to rely on for lawyers. Like they actually have to like, yeah, it's just like I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you would recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Well, to be fair, I ain't a prosecutor, and we've never talked before. Most of my contacts with prosecutors were with Paynes, Edgeworth, and Von Karma. That is 3 total fucking prosecutors. And one of them I met twice. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? Not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that, Emma told you that too, didn't she? Well, why not? I dragged him all the way here from his office. True! Also, did the lease fall upon... Was it a building owned by... Maya? Or Mia? Mia? Yeah, was it a building owned by Mia? So... and then put in her, I guess technically put in her will that Mia was supposed to get the building. I'm assuming she owned the building. That's the only reason why Phoenix can still operate out of said building. At which point, Phoenix is making payments? I don't know how the rental agreement works, but TLDR, essentially, I think Maya owns the building, Phoenix is using said building, and that's about it. I don't know.
Also, we've never seen Phoenix Wright's house, I think. Yeah, we've never seen his house. Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although, it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! I was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit of a It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me. As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None.
Except if you know Phoenix Wright, you know this fucker will do anything to get the truth. And and when I mean anything, he means fucking witness testimonying a fucking parrot, alright? So don't test him.
What? Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think anyone but yourself. Ding. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So, how could you say you did it? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. Now that makes a case. Would Phoenix? I will mention this further in the games because I'm still in the first game. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes, I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. Ding. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana's confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. That look of Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. Yeah, 2 times in a row is a bit much. At this point, Phoenix Wright will change his name, his title to like Phoenix Wright, like the biggest bluffer in court, to Phoenix Wright, the defender of prosecutors. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle and always smiling. Everyone liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having a trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check the underground parking lot of the prosecuting office, shall we? Okay. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what do you think you're doing? This is actually... Well, they are going to be my coworkers in 3 years from now on, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes, right? I'm trying not to stand out too much here. See? Hey, there. You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Yeah, there he is. What do we have here? Looks like a Bina got loose in the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall? Looks like more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bababina. I know how you feel, but this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike. This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. It's not a T, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What the fuck? What's with this guy's what's this guy talking about? Drinking on the job as well. You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that hombre a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. And you can slide, examine this car. Well, no time to waste. Let's go. Let's get hunting for clues. Honor, what's this? Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. Sheriff, like I said before, this is our claim. You'd best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Gah, scary. Could you tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, the little filly's got a good news on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please? No problem, partner. How about visiting? I fucking am dyslexic and this is hurting. No problem, partner. About time the vittles, anyways. Get yourself a saloon up in the 12th floor of the prosecuting office. Might just find yourself a curvasa like you. Prosecutor's office. Where does this guy think he is, and when, for that matter? Note to self: look up vital saloons in Curvasa. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around, hear all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's check it out. What's this? Yeah, there's obviously the wallet. Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found a wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. True. Let's be scientific about this. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? How is this scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wally is hastily stuffed into a pocket. I'll call to duty. I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you about the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay. Now, look at court record. You have to make sure to examine the evidence carefully on all sides. This is the basis of, like, most future games, by the way. You will see that a lot of times in the future games, there will be, like, evidence you can actually examine and explore and yada yada. This right here is one of the most basis of, like, most of the games. The 3D will also come in later, but that's when I think the 3DS is released, and they release a 3D game. I want Ace Attorney 7! Give me Ace Attorney 7. I don't give a shit about Apollo, but give me Ace Attorney 7. Give me Phoenix Wright again. Carefully look on all sides. Let's start examining from every angle. And look, there might be a clue here. You should press it with enter. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? That was just normal investigation, Emma. Normal investigation. I guess. Though I don't know what science has to do with it. That's what I'm saying, Phoenix. Goodman ID has been added to the court records. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Guess we got me on my toes from now on. Yeah, this is... Excuse me. Were you two all set? Us? Ah, this lady. I remember this lady. She's the bento lady. I didn't read that. I'm fucking stupid. You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passerbys. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as cough up queen are over. Cough up, huh? I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all sordid secrets. Secrets? She means she's the witness, you dingus. Dear me, are you slow, aren't you? Yep, and then the hair flick. I'm referring to the murder, stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean the witness? You're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up clean. Tell us what happened. In the name of Angel Star, don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. Somehow, I knew it. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Right, I keep on forgetting, because the backlog of cases is, essentially, they need to start expediting processes. So they made all the murder trials instantaneous. That's why the prosecutors have probably a higher rate of convincing criminals than in the other way around. Just like I know the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. That sounds pretty good. Destiny. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity. Evil ones. Prosecutors, they have no qualms about blackening the name of innocence. Yeah, yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutor. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Okay, you should know that is very illegal. Very, very illegal. Don't go roofing people, please. Do you have personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific scientific evidence this evil? Youngness, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me Cough Up Queen. Ew. Damn. One of the most heinous evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, was in the it was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing is clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Mrs. Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. Now I know what they say when they're talking about woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield a knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his chivalry ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ear. And the rhythmic beating of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. Quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. That's not what she means, Emma. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? One, it's the chief prosecutor. Then again, I don't know the chief prosecutor of Washington State. Let me just Google that. Hold on. Chief not a prostitute. The Oh. I see, yeah, there's sections. Looks to be multiple sections. Anyways, I don't know, I couldn't find it. I'm too lazy to continue searching. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Mrs. Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and the best from the Far East. For some weird reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can tell from someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't want to participate. I don't even want to appreciate the part of Trilobite's flavor. Anyways, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass wall booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyways, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyways, I guess selling your lunches is more important than romance. To scientifically analyze the data available so far, Miss Starr, you are a lunch vendor with a ulterior motive from coming here. Useful analysis, not. Did you have a bad experience with Prosecutor, Mrs. Starr, sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all like, the bigger they are, the worse they, the worse they get, the worse. Prosecutors are all like, the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams and the chowder. Don't say that! Wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. Perhaps that'd be sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now I know. I mean, now you're talking, cough up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Ugh. I think we move. Or no, I have to present this. I see. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you're able to win? How about, oh, this is for the achievement, never mind. Packing of pickled lunch, it's pickled supreme lunchbox. Is that, oh, man, I could go for some jajangmyeon and jjampong. Why are they called again in Korean? Oh wow, it's really crunchy. Box of pickles. Sad lunch if you ask me. Sounds like it. Oh, here it is. And now everyone have your guesses on who the prosecutor who won the King of Prosecutors is. This is kind of room you kind of screams, I can. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy of something here. Trophy? What's that? A trophy, what? That shield. Takes a real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Edgeworth. A long time no see, Edgeworth. Has it been 2 months since I last seen you? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course. I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk! No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey! Don't blame me! We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. Hmm? Oh, that would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she certainly can't scream. Hello, Edgeworth, how you been? Some body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, didn't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait, you're chief prosecutor's little sister then? Yes, sir, Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. Well, you've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think my own car was used as would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky, the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district, she can't prosecute herself, so I'll be prosecuting at the trial tomorrow. You, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle that I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors? You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? No, he's dipped the fuck out of the law for a while. Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time where there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there's some who say that I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. The fact of life, impossible to stop. True. Just go to Reddit. just go on the internet. You'll find it everywhere. But some of them even go so far to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Scott, yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It is my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. Appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, she's not the war miss person, but she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Are you sure you didn't commit the murder? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon. To be specific, it was the knife I kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Murder weapon, Edgeworth's toolbox, traces of victim bloods, no prints. Edgeworth, what? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, right? It's a funny gag! It's a funny ha-ha, because everything is fucking pointing at him. I wonder what the heck this is. That's a big K on it. Mumble of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They sent the shield to the best prosecutor each year. Wait. What? So the K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, I got a problem with that. I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutor. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. That's funny. So basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. Doesn't seem too concerned about his reward for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday.
Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing, the ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards to outstanding police officers and prosecutors. That's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. Meanwhile, I, Phoenix Wright, pride myself on bluffing the fuck out of everyone. No, I have little faith in my memory. I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. My man. Parking stop. Recording of the prosecutor's parking lot entered at 5:12 p.m. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate if you don't direct your suspicious glare. I'd appreciate if you directed your suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh, Mr. Meeks. I believe that's what his name. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth. Anywhere on the premise? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find a new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lip blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lip isn't on very tight, is it? I made very clear requests to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, sir, I was just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of particular arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and relieve. Good luck with that. Good luck with that raise next month. Whimper. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains, and good luck. Right? Yes, sir. He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down, at least. You're still here. Blue Badger! Dun 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 dun. Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? At least me, it almost took 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department. Now I think about it, since Phoenix Wright always, like, instantly travels, you know, like, place to place in the game, I always wonder how long it would take him to travel, like, on a normal playthrough, because you're, like, on average, you're, like, going through between each area, and if you haven't figured out how, like, Phoenix Wright games work, you wouldn't have investigated all the areas, at which point you would have to probably backtrack a lot to double check you can move on to the next stage of the progress, at which point it'd be a lot of time just walking back and forth. The police department, huh? I've only been to the criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. He still seems familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. I'm sure he's sure running over here fast. Hey, pal, what are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. That was a thought bubble. How the fuck did you know? I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defending the suspect in the case. Why not? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed them. And what if she's not telling the truth? Well, then no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if that evidence was fake? Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a sec? Huh? Me? Why is the little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Landeskai's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Please investigate this case carefully. Okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using the words like faked. Huh? It's just that it's a sensitive issue with us these days. So what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing, really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true, we never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into the criminal affair right now. The lowest rank in there is our chief of detective. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you. I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So, anyways, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could do? Chief of Police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of the scene charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. I was wondering about that. What? The dancing blue detective the dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? That's actually quite impressive that he made that. Like, to have it that consistent. Let's see. Like, just having mechanically moving parts is challenging. And the fact that he has this is crazy. The chief threw it together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the battery dies. Okay, that part is you could literally cut the power and plug in a switch. Poor Blue Badger fated to dance until he drops. The Blue Badger panel added to the court records, a work of art designed by the chief detective and created by Detective Gumshoe. Yep. Supposed to press E. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. People like you. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe dropped his card. Must have dropped his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him at Criminal Affairs? Whoa! Now I remember! Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So this ID belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself, Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but the words of Chief Prosecutor Sky calling him out there to the parking lot, and Lionel confessing as much. There's too little blood on there. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbing with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive the Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? But wait, I didn't mean it. I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife seem to be a little too well organized to be coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Mr. Edgeworth. Is there a talk box? No. Hey, that's it! And the King of Prosecutor award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. You were at the reward ceremony. Were you at this reward ceremony, Mr. Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he forgot. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Did I forget the letter? Oh no. There's a letter you have to... I thought it was a little bit later. Must be the rumors. Might have forgotten the fucking... Hold on. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one expected. What's a nice desk? Is easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. I prefer to not have to look to myself while I work. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a funny text pic. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses mounted on the knights, their swords have been really sharp edges. Check out that poor pawn, his hair's his head's kind of spiked. Kind of reminds me of you. Yeah, I know, but isn't the point to surround the king? True. Oh, I was just supposed to talk to Gumshoe. For those who don't know, I am following a guide just to save us time on the progress, because I've already played through these games. I can do a good guess on the what's it called? He's in a tough spot again. I was gonna say I can do a good guess on the cases, and I should know them, like, pretty much what to do. But the thing is that with the investigation, it's more finicky. If you ever played like one of the earlier Phoenix Wright games, they don't tell you if you've looked at everything you needed to. So what you have to do for everything, just to ensure that you move on, is talk to everything, present everything,
to each person, and it's just like at a point where your evidence is three sideways bar long. It's just like it's more of a nuisance. You'll see late in the game if you don't like. Obviously, you can connect some dots, blah blah blah. But sometimes it's just like one of those things where it's like, fuck, what the fuck am I missing? It's a tough spot again. Right, the last case. No, I'll start with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witness, nothing outright, but there was always whispered rumors. Ever since he got accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department's higher ups. Only natural for people to be suspicious. I had no idea who was under the gun. Anyways, the latest case has started a new rumor. People are saying the only reason why he took the case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. Well, what? I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. No one wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. True. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who was, what's his name? The guy in the parking lot. That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. He's some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall is just a regular officer from West LA. Right, because it takes place in Los Angeles. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe. A receipt from Detective Gumshoe allows the bear to investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you. February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Ah, hello. Surprise looks. Didn't I mention? Got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What a woman. What is it? What a house wrecker. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? Looks like you looking like a little doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. What is it? No, you have to immediately present. Yeah, you have to immediately present this before you'll try to attempt to talk, but it won't work. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters are to me go right in the spittoon. So ever introduction from Detective Gumshoe, may we investigate. Gumshoe? Oh, that old cow dog? Is he holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look where it says introduction, it says invitation. Ah. I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves that it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than than a blood test. True. I guess I better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't the crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective for hire? Well, folks, clues are all calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like settling lands. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumbled and discarded. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Goodman always die young. Remember that, partner. Yeah, I get it. Could you be more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. Smiling Madone told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. Here's the autopsy report. Death due to blood loss, one knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with Chief Prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? To hear this parking lot. It seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. Call me out. They shoot you for they shoot you for that in Texas, huh? I was one of them fancy shooted detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so you can't be in charge of a crime scene. Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a saddled cow dog that can't find his tail home. Maybe it's because he runs with Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's kicked out of the cattle run by the order of Chief of Police. He just doesn't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. Alright. Look, a door. It must mean something. I'm not sure that door means anything. No. It won't open. A mysterious lock. I failed to see the mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation, shall we? Well, the problem with him enjoying his life more is the fact that he's a criminal lawyer, so he sees murder on a lot. Here's a phone, let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch things you don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything, my ears. No, my ears, maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did I just hear? I see, you can hear it just fine, the phone's broke. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. The wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I failed out to see that makes a difference either way. What is this? Is some sort of note? Looks like some sort of note or something. Looks something's written on it. Let's see. 6. You're right. Let's see. 6-7S. 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that, Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not right. Go to Edgeworth, not right. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't have known what it means either. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis suggests it belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it belongs to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Alright, let's check it out. This phone is still on redial. Redial, Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all calls you made and received. Just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? Right, this game was made in 2003 or 2001. Right. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but everything I know about things like sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things about redial. Huh? Oh, sorry. I just never. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check out this phone. Now let's just see let's see who the owner of this phone last called. Note to self: if defense attorney doesn't think first, he presses the button. Hey, that song. I know that song. I didn't know that. Hey, what's going on here? Ah, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed the redial on that phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone was it, anyways? It was on the ground. It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? It belongs to the chief prosecutor, Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. It looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who'd she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I get a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ringing just now. One of those brand new fangled ringtones. Oh, I'm sorry. That was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Dun, dun. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. My many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister you were something between the cop and the sister I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's just the dry wind that blowing through the prosecutor's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Edgeworth having been flying around nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranged testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable until you met you. True. But the rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you'll find one person. But they're off limit, untouchable, you might say. One person? Who?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people loaded their guns with bullets, some people loaded them with deals. Are you saying Edgeworth making deals to win trials? There were gunshots. Where there are gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. That's why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case. They target him because he was the closest to Edgeworth. Well, how are we doing, Mr. Edgeworth? Or Mr. Wright? I guess we've gotten some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only one thing that's still bothering me is that Lena is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? Indeed. It was a popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Could you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away, I see. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. We've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Save my progress. Ooh, trial time. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. We doing this in the fucking morning? Jesus Christ. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. This whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes, a defense attorney should never believe their client. The defense is called to the trial because they are suspect of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia, but there is one decisive difference between you and her, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. True! Wow, no, really? The chief prosecutor isn't a defense attorney? What could give that away, Phoenix? I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Nope, you won't be alone because you got Mr. Edgeworth on the other side of you. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Judge! Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't... It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what others regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she also rashly enough committed in the prosecutor's office log. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing everything to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well, can you call your first witness? Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Your order of caviar lunch, right? Oh ho ho, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have the Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? Too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would tasted like pickled tapacoa. What the hell does pickled tapacoa taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Starr. No, I'm forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. This is what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth. Very well. Witness, please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What does exactly that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was the first-rate homicide detective. What? Mrs. Starr was a detective? Ah! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen, Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well, you may continue with the description, Mrs. Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Wait, my ear's itchy. The parking lot was at the parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block are for visitors and clients. A chain is divided, separating the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking prosecutors' spaces, yes? The crime took place by the car and back in A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and arrest was made on the spot. Who is this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans, the parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dried, isn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems some poor loser are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. I shall proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining. If you can, then... If you can. This judge knows. This judge knows there's very little things that can crush Phoenix. Give them your worst, Mrs. Starr. Wait. Are they talking about me? Somehow I always knew a day like this would come.
On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, that's when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garnished car. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrusted the pointy tip into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend, how touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. A key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw stabbing into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic coherence for crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. This method will always lead to tragedy. Launchley's aforementioned opinion is duly noted, given that they used to erase inconvenient evidence with it at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Mrs. Starr, do you have some kind of personal feelings against prosecutors? I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I think you probably have one of the worst testimonies of the people here. Like your testimony is so flawed, I think, that is like it's up there. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. He's the security guard. That boyfriend. You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend position is still open for application. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Smart man. That stuff. Judge had to think before replying. The security guard. Honestly, I wouldn't mind being another boyfriend if she gave me free lunch boxes. Very tasty. Security guard. Honestly, just free food. I'm a sucker for free food. Ugh. And consider this, she had caviar in some of those lunch boxes. Pretty expensive. Security guard is in the lot in A block. And up in the second level, you can see everything from there. That would be the door labeled security. That would be the room with the security sign. You can see it on the top. And Sandy, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I am a visitor now, I park in Block B. So she was in Block B when she witnessed the crime. By garnished car you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife which the victim was stabbed was also Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. The person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly state the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. You are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewing on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I heard that tagline from somewhere else. Could you cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowest post of the lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped, took a photo. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose more exciting than just hanging around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph now? You think I'd show that to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photographic division of criminal affairs. Well, this most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, this is unmistakably Atlanta Sky. So what is the defendant doing at that time? I believe the
Objection!
You witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. That actually looks pretty tasty. I'm sure that is a fine lunch, but isn't that odd? Look at the photograph. The photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem, Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. God, that was the most weakest objection. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it's still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Edgeworth, or Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. It's the moment taken after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? The dark crimson stain of the chief prosecutor's coat. But that's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to sit there and take that kind of abuse? Arg, you got the better of me. Now, I see you mention it. I see no problem here, other than myself. Mr. Wright, you can't just let him walk over you. That's just sad. Feeling sad, Mr. Wright? Perhaps a bit of bittersweet lunchbox is in order. What a waste of time. Let's continue with the testimony. Perhaps I should have dug deeper. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm following a guide, but this guide is also, there's a special achievement in this episode in particular. It's called Lunchbox Specialist. You check out every lunchbox the Angel Star has to offer. I've already done this achievement. I'm just following the guide to a T.
Objection!
I've already said blah 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 blah. We'll just skip over it.
Objection!
Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony, namely that she took a picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems that I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order. If you ran out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand, but it's good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was a cold calculating like a robot. She killed him. That face though is scary. Like, look at Lana's face. It is scary. She killed him without pain or remorse. That was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated, how do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, those are gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not to premeditated, she would not be wearing gloves. Arg. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditation murder is a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Oi, I forget I can't use WAC.
Objection!
Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunchings for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. Looks like the knife was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, this is my knife. What's with this case?
The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. The defendant, it's the chief prosecutor of the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defendant has a request. We ask the witness to provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you say that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing the special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. True. Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget about the weapon. Arg. Woo. Order, order, order. Great. Now the tides is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's good as free. Nope. There's Edgeworth Wright. I believe this next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself in thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail, but that this shoots holes in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. Prosecutor could have cared less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecutor needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know, as well as I do, she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear this testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw and not what you thought. See, this is why I'm saying you're not a professional person. You literally just been, how dare you? My powers of deductions are not to be underestimated. No, the powers of deduction, those are given to Apollo and fucking... That's given to Apollo and fucking Edgeworth. Really now. Lana Sky intended to murder Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure Chief Prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing could drive that human machine plunging the knife in over and over again. Wow, she's fucking stupid. I forgot to read the last one. I'm fucking stupid as well. Sounds like a lot of premeditation, doesn't it? So, if you order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
And in any case, true, Emma. Speaking true facts here. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. For those who remember, it's very obvious what she's lying, because if you look, I keep on playing WASD. One knife wound.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise, I'm afraid the moss growing under your feet. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. Autopsy report reports that the death was due to loss of blood from one stab wound. Ah. Aha, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. Bro, what about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You get a crime scene set, right? No. Oh, no thanks. I've always believed that no one could have ever mistaken ketchup for blood, but now I realize such a mistake are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood. When she lifted the knife, I thought I saw blood at her breasts. She splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she had stabbed him at least twice. Well, tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. A red muffler looked blood to me. That's how the whole scene was. Except if you... I keep on playing WSD, you see there is no muffler.
Objection!
Miss Star, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Well, what? The suspect was not wearing a red scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Damn! Holy shit! I forgot how fucking cold Edgeworth is with his fucking comebacks. Holy shit! Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What about was my objection chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well. Witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. No, you don't. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabbed the victim. The next testimony might be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Chief Prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Except you're in the fucking B block, there's a gate, there's a giant fucking gate in the way. You dumb fucking bitch. I forgot to read it again. Holy shit. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Somehow, you make Detective Gumshoe look confident with your testimonies. Gumshoe. That fucking Gumshoe. You make him look confident. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with the details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self: Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
Anyone is! Am I anyone? The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. She's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine, if you will. This is the part where probably need to say quickly. You were close to the suspect. As I just said, I was only 30 feet away the whole entire time. Should I press more on this? I'd like to see this on the floor plan just to be safe. The Lunchland card was. She said it was in the Villers Lesson B parking lot, and so you witnessed the murder from here. Make it about 30 feet from the car. Yes, that is correct, Miss Starr. Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cough of Queen Lunch Lady athlete, indeed. That would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? I do remember. If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyways, all I heard was say the word muffler. Just one word? So, what did you hear that wasn't the suspect talking? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking to her on her. The chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? That can't mean. This, by phone, you mean this cell phone that was discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately, my memory, like a salmon heading upstream, you see. That no, the court doesn't see Miss Starr. Chief prosecutor was the first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall, that's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, that was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing. Good witnessing. Whatever happened to good testifying? I should add this to your testimony. Things I do to please rookie defense attorneys. I'm not a rookie. I have 4 cases on my belt. I guess I'm still technically a rookie. Never mind. I'll shut the fuck up now. Well, I personally am not a rookie. I've played through all the games except for the Miles Edgeworth cases, which I'm going to play after I replay through all these games. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha, I was going to ask the same thing. I only saw one thing, so listen close, rookies. That judge is like 70. He's not. Chief prosecutor was stabbed. The victim ran behind the partition. That's when she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. She pulled her own cell phone out from her pocket. And during that time, climbed over the chain link fence. And it's when I boldly grabbed her arm. Chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Crime scene. There it is. Yaha!
You couldn't have seen shit because there's a giant fucking wall in the way.
I've concluded that you have a personal grudge against Lana Sky.
Objection.
Though the witness is a former detective, her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my shining knight in armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough. I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem. Let's look at the floor pans. You said you witnessed the crime scene from that point? However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in Block B, you couldn't have seen it. Order, what is the meaning of this? Simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Grr.
Objection.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. She lied about the order of events. For those who are watching and who want to get whoever play this, alright, and I don't know why the fuck you are playing this after watching it, because it is very like a story-based game. But if you want to get the lunchbox achievement, if I remember correctly, you have to choose what she saw as that gets you the lunchbox that you have to fail for. There's only one lunchbox, if I remember correctly, that you have to fail for to get the lunchbox, and that gets you it's a very important lunchbox, and it said TLDR, it gets you and that's what helps gets you the achievement. But I've already gotten the achievement, so I don't need it. However, there are a couple achievements down the line that I do need to get. She lied about the order of events. This guy used the emergency before the murder. I see. I hadn't thought of that. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm fucking back here. Oh, fuck. I will be back. I will pause the recording to where it was. I am back to where I originally was, and this time I'm gonna fucking save because that took so fucking long. Holy shit. That is it. Try to use an order, so it goes out of order. What signifies about that fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about that. Pointless to lie, I see. But says the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. That would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime scene from a different location. A different location. Now that's pointless. That's a pointless lie I've ever heard.
Objection.
Before you call my lie pointless, let me at least let me tell it. True. Let me ask a question for our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimonies referred until now point to one direction. Let's play where the Miss Crime Scene was here.
Take that.
Yep. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room was the underground parking lot with Bell's position. Built on the second floor, you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from here. But why here? There are so many other places she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness will not be able to... the witness not being part of the prosecution, our office could not park in Block A. The only way she could have seen the crime scene was in the only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember your testimony. You said you brought lunch to your boyfriend in the security room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think the tables could be turned. Today man has got better of Angel Star. Order. Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I know what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't even make sense. She could have just said she was at the crime scene she saw the crime scene from the security guard room station. Why it wouldn't change anything. Exactly. The photograph tells us all. The defendant who stabbed the victim. Truth still stands.
Objection!
Still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edwards. What? If a witness has found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't have risked that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Ms. Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station, but she lied about sawing it from the B block. She must have been of vital distance for what? What could change? It changes the distance between her and the crime scene.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But this one look at the floor plans makes it quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not the question here. The matter is the time it would take to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, for how long did it take you to get from there to the crime scene to arrest Mrs. Sky? Well, witness, you. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of the lunches had gone from low to inedible. I was bringing PB&J lunch with my fresh Boynez berry jam to my boyfriend. Boynez for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime scene from the glass wall station. Before I knew it, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door wasn't locked. I couldn't open it. Right. It's quite athletic, actually, the fact to do this. That's why I had to go through the visiting parking lot in Block B. It's quite a detour. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have the photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. The spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely, man. This judge is is just like me for real. I don't know why I stuttered so much. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this?
Objection!
5 minutes between the witness and the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could have made pasta in the amount of time. If you like it al dente. I got a lunch that ties pastas into knots, rookie. 5 minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, What would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky didn't dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yarg. Well then, it seems that we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, it appears I have overestimated this witness's count for her professional history. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid the Kafa Queen has been dethroned. With that, the court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the Squidward, right? She tried fostering. That's the one she tried foisting off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Damn! God damn with these fucking clapbacks, Edgeworth. Holy shit! Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of those tricks? One of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but they have no further questions to ask you. Ask of you, Miss Star. Ah. This is your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple decker. The defense to the witness testimony, I'll allow one more determination. I'll allow one more testimony. The judge just got bribed by 3 lunchboxes. He's really like me for real. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What she's gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned that those 5 minutes wasn't looking out when I was looking at the crime scene, and and now there's a matter of the victim's shoes. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on the shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is it the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating myself. This myself. And, you have the blood test performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It appears so. Edgeworth is sure celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by the member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? Nah. Ugh. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. Can at least study. I could study some evidence law, really. Prosecution complaints notwithstanding, it appears that with this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems that you have yet another court count against you, Miss Witness. Anything to ensure the guilty as are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin to cross-examine the witness. I remember correctly. Yep, there it is. Ah, there's blood on it. The sole of the shoes. There's gotta be the victims. He must have stepped in his own puddle of his blood. All this blood. That's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted the people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, 5 minutes blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with one of the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsifying evidence, arranging testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. But falsifying testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Star. Let's just get this over with. You found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. This is a fashionable basket I have here. It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it to the forensic department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert. She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe appears to have bloodstain on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And the blood belonging to the victim, Mr. Goodman, Detective Goodman. There were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. You can't say that for sure. The belongs to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood test working. Well, speak up. Well, the blood comes from 4 different types, A, B, and A. However, you can't just tell a blood test with whether a murder was committed in cold blood. Yeah, sorry, he's a little slow. That's a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between a million types with all the blood tests out there, which means we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person, or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I could gotten DNA test results, but they say there's very little doubt that it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skye. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that.
I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You order the peppered fish guts, right? Something like it hot, Mr. Wright. Like your client, she's in enough hot water to make the whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, don't you think you have a problem with this shoe? Problem? This is critical. The problem with the shoe. There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with the evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eye. You're still young, rookie. I'll give you a peppered fish guts now. You couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is this contradiction about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. If there was blood at the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. That makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. How could this be possibly contradiction of the bottom of the blood of the bottom's shoe?
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the shoe of the victim is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints at the scene of the crime? By the scene of the crime. Aha! As you can see, there was no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor so that there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and we found nothing of the sort. Order, order. Well, witness. What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. It's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint? Oh, that's true. There was at least there has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright. Think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. Yeah, what? Hold it. I see, I get it now. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I thought I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There was one vital hint in the truth of her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back when she told us apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried resisting arrest, and after her survey, she knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. She's beautiful but deadly. A predator is blah blah blah. I thought it was strange for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask this very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in my lunchbox factory. Witness, what? Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it right? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over the real reason? Aha! You don't mean. Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Warg. That ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstain left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase all telltale signs. Why, that prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. She didn't say she cut herself when she stabbed him. Didn't she say she did? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong the trail. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But, enough. There is no need to further debate the verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecutor's side. She couldn't have been lying about the water. This court finds defendant Lana Skye
Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say Angel Star, was on the prosecutor's side? Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, no, that's actually true. You're saying that my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprint. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox called evidence. Wait, your witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
Time for deliberations is passed. Any further comments and you will be held contempt in court. Your threads don't scare the cough up queen. Look at this. A photograph. I just had it in just in case if anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victims. There's no reason to error of this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in the photo. It's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of evidence in the court's mind. Immediately after the murder scene, the crime was washed away with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning, and it seems that this is what your sister wanted, anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Bro, is Phoenix Wright actually psychic? Like, the fact that he can even see her and like hear her is like crazy. Unless this is like his own memory thing. Is evidence the last piece of evidence? Very well. It's time I like to declare the good verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? No! You know, goddamn well you can't do that. Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at the photo, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So right, are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think it later. There's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
Take that!
The problem in the photograph is here. What is this? What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no traces of a muffler or a scarf of any kind of this photograph. This judge is kind of this judge is special sometimes. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as the part of exhaust system, a pipe. Ah, I see, and I see. What's the suspicious looking cloth hanging out of the car's muffler? So, what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr. It's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why it's important to the case. You said as much as yourself in your testimony. But what? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Can you tell us what you think about this piece of cloth is related to the case?
Take that!
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes, when I arrested her, she was mentioning the muffler. That's what had me confused in the earlier testimony. Muffler. Arg. Yarg. Could it be the muffler you heard him mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means the piece of cloth is vital evidence. So it seems that we have suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered, we do a disservice to the law.
Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. The court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Yeah, bro ate 2 caviar lunchboxes and a different lunchbox.
Alright, I'm going to leave this episode off right here. Thanks so much for watching. See ya in part 2, episode 5, or something along those lines.